And we're going to take a look today at a lot of the tools across the bottom of your Zoom window when you're hosting. They are different than when you're just, attending. So I'm going to click my share button and I'll share my entire screen. There we go. This is what let me get rid of this. And oh, there, it did go away. My tools look like when I'm hosting. There's a lot more here, things that you might not be aware of, but I always want to make sure, and it looks like you both know, but the audio and video are turned on and off down here. And if we get time, I'll show you how to use the video settings to change the background. It says we have 4 participants. I have the AI system actually recording this. And so that's the 4th person that's supposedly here. The chat is right here. And it looks like you both have found that. So I want to show you a little trick in chat in a few minutes. Reactions. These are great. If you click it, you can see all of these little guys. If you like what the host is saying, you can, give them a shout. Here you go. That kind of thing. If I ask for input and you don't want to speak, that's another good way, to let you know or let me know that you're enjoying it or you're not, whichever. I do want to show you something in share. That's going to be pretty important when you share. Oh, okay. Well, I clicked the wrong thing. I clicked the little caret. I'm going to click on the share button. These are my options this morning that I could share from. Yeah, I'm running 2 different desktops, and that helps me keep things sorted out. These are just a couple of programs I have running. I could choose any one of these and continue. However, one thing I do like to mention here is if you're going to be playing a video or music or anything that requires sound, don't forget to click on Share Sound. What that does is it will sync your audio and your video so that it's not, weird and disconcerting for your listeners. Now, at this point, I could click share, but I won't. We've already got a share going and I want to keep it that way. But we could choose documents. If there were things that I wanted to show you in a document, and I have a lot of them here. It's interesting, I don't even use SharePoint, but there it is. Advanced is one I do use. I can show you my iPhone right from here. And I won't do it, but if I click that, then it'll prompt me for a little piece of software that goes in the middle, and it'll show you my iPhone just the way it's showing you my screen right now. So I will close that. There's just a few things about sharing I wanted to be sure you knew. And there are a few things, like I'm drinking coffee today. And by the way, thank you, Rita, for the beautiful cup. Most of the time, I prefer not to eat, while I'm hosting. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it feels a little more professional to me. And one thing I do want to mention, I used to work for a company called Get Set Up. We taught people over age 55 to use their technology. And I did that for 4 years. And one of the other instructors had a lady, she didn't quite understand how Zoom works. So she was live in a meeting, camera on, sound on, and went to the bathroom. They could hear and see everything. It's like eavesdropping without meaning to. It was so embarrassing for the instructor. And I think others just, at that time, we didn't have teachers' assistants to turn off on attendees' audio and video. So one of the things I always like to mention is if your doorbell's going to ring, this is for hosts. Tell your audience, if your doorbell's going to ring, or if it does, click that audio and video off real quick, just so everybody else isn't distracted and listening to what's going on in your home. All right. Now we have something over here called Host Tools. And I'll click on that. These are a lot of things. I can lock the meeting. That means when everybody I invited is in, I can lock the meeting and no one can get in. It's a safety feature. I can enable the waiting room. With just us, I prefer not to. And I can hide the profile pictures. I am recording this, but it's okay. I could do that if that made everybody more comfortable though. I can allow all my participants, and I like to have most of these turned on already. You can share your screen to ask me questions. You can use the chat, rename yourself. All of these things are available to you. And at some point, and I've had to do this in the past, I can remove a participant. If I have to remove someone twice, I'll report them to Zoom because it's not okay, to interrupt our meeting just for their rudeness. And when this has happened, it was people who were dive bombing in and making really rude comments about old people and gray hairs and all kinds of things like that. So there's a lot going on here. And I can suspend all activities. I've never had to do that. All right. The AI companion is what I'm using today to record this. And it's right there. We can do all kinds of things here. I can upgrade to Pro. I don't really feel I need to do that, but I wanted to show you where it is. The meeting info. If someone is hoping to get into the meeting and it's not working for them, you can copy this and send it to them in a text or in an email, however that works for you, and they can click that and get right in. By the way, because I'm recording this and I'm recording it for a reason, I plan to put it on my YouTube channel for anyone. Maybe there's people who are working and can't come, that kind of thing. Or you just want a refresher, it will be on my YouTube channel, and I'll make sure that I send that out to the Amazing Trenance group or wherever Wendy thinks it needs to be. I'm open to instruction. Apps can be fun. We didn't need them, so I didn't do any. I can have a timer. It keeps track of how much time we have left. We can play music. We can do virtual backgrounds, and I'll show you that in a moment. You can also add games like, icebreaker games. Remember that old game called Heads Up? And you had a headband on and there was a word on it, and you had to give hints and somebody else had to guess. That's one of them that they offer. Things like that are just fun. And the more button, wherever you see a circle with 3 dots, that tells you there's more to hear. So we'll look at that. I could pause or stop the recording. I can get a transcript, and that might be something I want to do. We can get live captions for people who, have low hearing and that kind of thing. I should have turned that on now that I think about it. A little late now, though, so I'll leave it out. Breakout rooms, I don't use very often. It's when you have a really large meeting, maybe a business meeting, and this group wants to discuss next year's budget, and this group wants to discuss advertising for the next month, that kind of thing. Your breakout rooms can be very useful. I don't think that in our business we'll be using them very often. Docs, you can share docs and so forth here. Notes, we can share notes if we wish. Whiteboards. And again, for me, this is a lot of fun, but in a business meeting, I can see a whiteboard being very useful, especially in a brainstorming setting. Support, reset the default. Okay, there's a lot there, most of which you won't need until you get further into this. But I did tell you one thing we were going to come back to. Oh, I know. I want to show you how to change your background. I've got a green one behind me, and I have to be pretty careful because of my pure white hair. And so this is the screen you saw, or I hope that you see before you start a meeting. And if I click right here, here's all the different settings. But if I go to Video and Effects, and then choose Virtual Backgrounds, these are the virtual backgrounds I already have. I'm not nuts about that one. I don't like dark rooms, but this little plus button lets me add backgrounds. So let's here, zoom backgrounds, look at that, right up at the top. Let's just say, I don't know, this little bookcase, I'll open that. So you click it, you click open, and it will be available. And there it is. And that one's not quite as jarring as this one. I like bookcases because I think it makes me look smart. Anyway, again, you can add a plus as many as you wish, and you can have whatever. I'll choose this one. You can have whatever it is be your background. Now, this one's not my favorite because you see that like dark halo around my head. That's because my hair is blending in too much. Oh, and by the way, don't wear a green shirt. It'll make your head float all by itself in space. I did that once. I'll never do it again. Okay, so that's how you handle your backgrounds. One tip that I always say is don't use a video background. We had people get set up who would do that. They were learners, not teachers. And others end up watching that video instead of paying attention to what's going on in the meeting, which is fine if it's a free meeting and you're not hoping to learn anything, but it's very distracting. And it's just not, just not something that I recommend. All right. Oh, I still have that. All right, so I'll show you how to change the background here too. Here's the video. If I click on up, I can adjust my background. These are all options for my video, but I can adjust background and effects right here and choose, I'll just choose that one. It's that simple. They're all here. We don't need to look at too many of those. I understand that this morning there was an issue with reading the password. So I do want to make sure that everyone knows I am recording this, of course, and it'll be available on my YouTube channel. But everyone should know that when if you're hosting a meeting, the link really is the easiest thing to use, just because that password's built in, and you don't have to try to figure out if that is a capital O or a 0. Believe me, it can be tricky. In this one, I think the Q looked like a 9. And so it's difficult. And we just need to, hopefully people will get those links instead of just having to use the password to get in. All right, I am going to show you one more thing in chat. Here we go. To me, it's really, really useful. Let's just say that you put your emails in here for me so that I can text you later or email you. I don't want to have to write them all down, and I do this a lot. So I will hit this. Oh, that's just to send. Oh, here. No, that's a file. By the way, you should have that turned off. You don't want people to share files in your meetings, especially if you run Windows. It's a great invitation for someone to virus your computer. More. There it is. More. Save chat. So now it's saved, and I'll do this show in Finder. This is a map. Well, you would have not Finder, but Windows Explorer. It's not pretty. Here it is. Meeting saved. Stop. And that's what it looks like. So, it's just plain text. I won't keep that, Michelle, in case you're wondering. How do you share a link in chat? All right, let me close this. To share a link, you just can type it in. I'll just type in youtube.com. That's not going to be very useful, but there's a link. If you want to share the link to this meeting, let's go back to participants. And, all right, that's not the one I want. Somewhere in here, we saw it already, that we saw the meeting info. They moved that. This is a new version today. So if I want to share, let's say this link, I'm just going to, oh, don't need that. All right. Oh, here, copy. I'm trying to do it the old-fashioned way. Copy. And now if I go back to chat, sorry about the flipping around, but it is what you have to do. Okay. And I can right click here and paste that link. And there it is. You can do the same thing if you're sending it in a message to someone, a text message or messenger, or however you communicate, you can send that link. All righty. We'll get into, I'm hoping to do more of these. And so this is like a beginner session, things that you absolutely need to know to be an effective host. One thing I do like to mention is always be alone. And, you know, I hope you can't hear my air conditioner running. I live in Arizona, so it runs a lot. Do you have to have your document or slideshow open? Oh, good point. Yes, you do. Good point, Rita. Thank you. So if I click on my share button and the document I want to share with you isn't in this list, I could go find it. But the easiest way for me to do this is to here in screens. I'll just choose this one. It has nothing to do with this meeting, but I just want to share that document so I can do that. And it's going to stop the share that we have right now, but I want to show you how this works. So click the document in screens. I have it already open and share. All right. As you can see, it's a spreadsheet. I like essential oils, so I made this thing with the oils across the top and problems you might want to fix down the side. And, you know, there's a lot there. It's huge, but I'm going to stop that share now. And let's see here. Yeah, we might get cut off real soon. I started this meeting early so that everyone would have a chance to get in. So if we get cut off, I will be posting this and Rita will know for sure where we're putting it because I'll ask for her help. But you'll be able to watch it over again until you understand what I'm talking about. And you can please send me the recording. Of course, Michelle, I would do that. Can you please put your email in the chat? Normally I don't ask, but that's about the only way I can send it. Oh, wait. Sure, you can play on Zoom as much as you want. In fact, I do that. Where's my Zoom? There. So here, I can start a meeting right from here. Now, right now I can't because, of course, we're in a meeting. So I could schedule one, or let's look in the settings. Yeah, this is where you can change things, but normally right here, you can click this and start a meeting. You'll be the only one there. And if you really want an audience, ask one of your kids or, you know, ask a friend, ask me. I'll be available for that kind of thing. And then we'll take a look at all of that that's available for you. But yes, definitely practice, practice, practice. For one thing, you don't want to be saying, or, you know, all those little space fillers that we all use. You want to try, we can't see your screen. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. I'll just share my whole screen again. I forgot that I shut that off. All right. So I'm going to switch again to this one. This little thing right here normally does not say back to meeting. It says start a meeting. When you click that, you're in a meeting all by yourself. You could send a link if you want for someone to, you know, to pretend to be your student, but you don't have to. You can definitely work on it until you're comfortable. No problem at all. And I wouldn't recommend recording those, but it's up to you. I'm going to show you quickly. I think this will work. We are running out of time. I'm going to show you. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah. I want to show you how to schedule a meeting. If I want to schedule a meeting for next week, it wants me to upgrade. I don't want to upgrade. I don't want it on the 3rd. Let's say it's going to be on the 10th, and at 10:30 a.m. works on the 10th. I can do that right now. I can do more options. So here, I could invite people using their email addresses. I could add a room, add a location, and so forth. But if I just click save, now, no, it's not there yet. Oh, that's because this is today. There's the 10th. So here's the one I just scheduled. And, you know, it's real easy to do, real easy to do. All right. Any more questions? I really like, oh, it says I'm running out of time, so we'll get cut off. I really like answering questions as we go. I think that the session is more valuable because I don't necessarily know anymore what your questions might be. I've been doing this for so long, and I like to be very conscious of the needs of people who are listening. So I appreciate your questions. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. All right. So I am going to say sharing pictures should also be open. Are they on screens? Yeah. Let me, okay, I'm going to try that. Let's share documents. And let's just say this docs, Microsoft, I'll go to Google Drive. This might take a moment because I don't have it already open, which of course is a whole lot more helpful. Oh, for goodness sake. Uh, yeah, well, I'm not going to mess with that. Um, okay. I do have pictures on here. So it's in documents. It's in pictures. And I don't know what some of these are, but here's one I know I can share. There we go. So I could share that if that's what I wish to do. And let's see where I'm at. Oh, heavens. All right. So if I wanted to just share that, I'll stop my share again. I know it's kind of confusing when I keep doing that. Stop the share. And I'll start another share. And now my cardinal is in that list. And I'll share it. It has absolutely no meaning except that I really like cardinals. All right. I'm kind of amazed that it hasn't cut us off. We're at 46 minutes and counting. So that's just in your computer files. Would it help? Definitely. Definitely. If you want to share something, yeah, it says we have 7 minutes left. So that's probably because I paused the recording. So I didn't get dinged for that time I was waiting. Yes, if anything you think you're going to share in your meeting, you definitely want to have it open ahead of time, especially if it's going to be a video or a picture or anything of that type. Just saves so much time. And when you go to share, it'll be right there. I'll share my full screen. So when I go to share, everything on this screen is available to me. You can put that to sleep. Any other questions, Rita? Okay, awesome. Can't think of anything. Just playing is good. Yeah. So how about if I make you, let's see if I can make you the host. Make host. Now I'm going to stop my share. You saw how I did that. Now you're the host. You can try sharing if you'd like. Oh, wait, you're not on a computer that can do that. I'm sorry. um, unless you're on a phone. If you're on a phone, it might be able to do that. But, either way, it's okay. We'll do that when you have a computer in your hands that's actually capable of running Zoom efficiently. All right. Well, since we're kind of out of questions, I'm going to close the chat. It's been great. I'm going to ask for some input about what would be a better time. After I scheduled this, I realized I might not be working all day, but a lot of people are. And so we might need to do these in the evenings too. Or of course, have it available in my YouTube. So you're so welcome, Rita. You can do this on your own and you have a great voice for it. So you have that announcer's voice from your radio career. You're going to be great. All right. I am going to close this. Rita, when you leave, you might have to say end meeting because I did make you the host.